Now, number 19 through 22 doesn't look like they are radical equations, but they absolutely are. Because remember, that x to the 1/5 power is the same thing as the 5th root of x. So these are technically radical problems. And I'm going to rewrite it as the radical that it is. So I'm going to have the 5th root of x is equal to -2. And from there, we're going to raise both sides to the 5th power. That's going to give us x equals -32. A negative times itself 5 times is negative, and 2 to the 5th is 32. Now, because we had an odd index, we don't need to check our answer. It's going to work. There's another way to do this that I really like to do these problems, though. So I'm going to show you in purple, because purple is my favorite color. I'm going to raise both sides to the power of the index. And we know that the index comes from the denominator of that exponent. So I'm going to raise both sides to the 5th power. Now 1/5 times 5, 1/5 times 5, that's equal to 1. So these 5s are going to cancel out, and we'll just have the numerator. So we'll have x to the 1st equals -32. And that's the same thing as saying x equals -32. Let's try that with this next one. Okay, so this next one, we're going to have, I'm trying to pick a color. Let's do orange. I'm going to have x to the -3/4. And I'm going to try and write this horizontally. -3/4 equals 27. We're going to raise both sides to the 4th power. And that's going to have us with, or leave us with, x to the -3 equals 27 to the 4th power. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. That makes my head hurt. Oh. Well, I really wanted a 1 right here. How could I have made this multiply to be a 1 instead of a -3? See, these 4s canceled out. How could I make the 3s cancel out or the -3s cancel out? Oh, I could have multiplied, instead of by 4, 4 over -3. And that's just the reciprocal of this. So let's try that. I think we've got some room to try it a different way. So let's try it again. X to the -3/4 equals 27. I'm going to raise, feeling more confident now. I'm going to use my favorite color. Raise both sides to the 4 over -3 power, or -4 over 3 power, whichever way we want to look at it. And -3/4 times -4/3 is a positive 1. So we'll have just x. And on the right-hand side, instead of doing 27 to that -4th power, and I'm going to move that negative to the numerator because I'm going to save that negative for later, I can do the cubed root of 27. And the cubed root of 27 is 3. So I've got 3 to the -4 power. And 3 to the -4 power is the same thing as 1 over 3 to the 4th power. And 3 to the 4th power from our exponent quiz is 81. So x equals 1 over 81. 1 over 81. And that's our answer. So let's try doing that reciprocal thing again. We've got x plus 5 to the 1/4 power equals 3. We're going to raise both sides to what power? What's the reciprocal of 1 over 4? The reciprocal of 1 over 4 is 4. So we'll raise both sides to the 4th power. That's going to give us x plus 5 to the 1st power equals 81, because 3 to the 4th is 81. Well, x plus 5 to the 1st power is just x plus 5. So when we subtract 5 from both sides, we're going to get x equals 76. Now when I put a 76 back in, it's going to work, because 76 plus 5 is a positive number, and the 4th root of a positive is exactly what we want. So x equals 76 is our answer. Okay, you try number 22, and then come on back, and I'm just going to give you the answer, and if you've got it, then you know you've got it. Okay, if you're back and you got x equals 66, give yourself a pat on the back. X is indeed 66. So we're going to do that by taking x minus 2 to the 1/3 power equals 4, and we're going to raise both sides to the 3rd power, or the 3 over 1 power, the 3 over 1 power. And that's going to be x minus 2 to the 1st power equals 4 to the 3rd power. X minus 2 is going to equal 64, because 4 cubed is 64. And then we add 2 to both sides, and that's how we got 66. And that concludes solving radical equations. Good luck.